When you grow old, 5 reasons why people secretly hate you. Aging is inevitable, but how we age and how others perceive us in our later years depends on the choices we make and the behaviors we exhibit. For older adults, it can sometimes be shocking to realize that people harbor unspoken resentment or dislike. The reasons for this are often subtle and rooted in social dynamics, personal habits, or emotional blind spots that come with aging. Understanding these reasons isn't about blaming yourself, but learning to foster better relationships and self-awareness. Here are 5 profound reasons why people may secretly harbor resentment towards you in your later years, and what you can do to address them. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. 1. Holding on to a sense of superiority. With age comes experience, wisdom, and countless lessons learned through triumphs and hardships. Many older adults take pride in the depth of their knowledge, the stories they carry, and the lives they've built. This pride is well earned, but sometimes it can unintentionally turn into a subtle air of superiority. Comments like, "You'll understand when you're older," or, "Back in my day, we knew how to do things right," can create invisible walls between generations. What starts as an attempt to share valuable insights can feel dismissive, as though the experiences of younger people are somehow less meaningful or valid. This sense of superiority often comes from a good place, a desire to pass on knowledge to guide others, and to feel that the struggles of the past have purpose in shaping the future. However, when this wisdom is expressed in a way that shuts down conversations or belittles others' ideas, it can foster resentment. Younger people may feel that their thoughts, perspectives, or achievements are undervalued, leaving them reluctant to engage. Friends and even peers may feel a quiet frustration if they sense that every discussion is framed as a competition over who has lived or achieved more. It's important to recognize that wisdom isn't about proving how much you know. True wisdom is about using your experiences to connect, inspire, and support others, not to diminish them. Instead of viewing life as a hierarchy where age equates to authority, think of it as a shared journey where each person's path holds unique value. Younger generations face challenges that are often different from those of the past, shaped by modern complexities like rapid technological advancements, shifting societal norms, and economic uncertainties. To dismiss these struggles as easier or less significant does a disservice to the effort and resilience it takes to navigate them. Reflecting on this dynamic doesn't mean silencing your voice or hiding your experiences. On the contrary, it's about finding ways to share your wisdom with empathy and humility. Ask yourself, are my words building bridges or creating barriers? Am I offering guidance that empowers others, or am I unintentionally diminishing their perspective? One of the most profound ways to foster connection is through active listening. When someone shares their thoughts or challenges, resist the urge to immediately compare it to your own experiences. Instead, try to understand their perspective fully. For example, if a young person talks about the stress of balancing a demanding job and personal life, avoid responding with, "You think that's hard? You should have seen how tough things were in my day." Instead, you might say, "That sounds really challenging. How are you handling it?" This simple shift opens the door to meaningful dialogue and mutual respect. Another powerful way to bridge the gap is through storytelling. Share your experiences not as a way to prove your authority, but as a means of connection. Instead of saying, "Here's what you should do," try framing it as, "This is something I went through, and here's what I learned. I wonder how it might apply to your situation." This approach invites collaboration and demonstrates that you value their agency and perspective. It's also helpful to reflect on the broader lessons your life has taught you. The wisdom you've gained isn't just about specific events or accomplishments. It's about values like resilience, kindness, and adaptability. These are lessons that transcend generations and resonate universally. By focusing on these timeless truths, you can share your insights in a way that uplifts and inspires rather than alienates. Finally, remember that humility is the foundation of meaningful relationships. Recognize that while you have much to teach, you also have much to learn. Each person, regardless of age or experience, has something unique to offer. Embracing this mindset not only enriches your connections with others, but also keeps your own spirit open to growth and renewal. Holding on to a sense of superiority may be a natural inclination as we age, but it's also an opportunity for profound personal reflection and transformation. By approaching others with curiosity, empathy, and humility, you can transform moments of potential tension into opportunities for connection, understanding, and shared growth. In doing so, you create a legacy of wisdom that is not only respected but cherished by those around you. 2. Being overly focused on your own struggles. Aging often brings its share of challenges, physical aches, financial adjustments, or the quiet aching loneliness that can accompany the loss of loved ones or a diminishing social circle. These struggles are real, deeply personal, and deserve recognition. But as they weigh heavily on your heart, it's easy to find yourself talking more about what hurts, what's unfair, or what's been lost than about the moments that still bring joy or connection. Without realizing it, you may inadvertently center conversations around your own difficulties, leaving little room for others to share their lives, joys, and concerns. When this happens, relationships can begin to feel one sided. Friends, family, and even caregivers may start to withdraw, not because they don't care, but because they feel overwhelmed by the constant focus on hardship. They may worry they can't meet your needs or feel that their efforts are never enough to ease your burdens. Over time, this creates emotional distance as those closest to you pull away to protect themselves from the weight of your pain. It's important to recognize that sharing struggles is not inherently wrong. In fact, being vulnerable and open can deepen relationships when done thoughtfully. But the key lies in balance, allowing room for your challenges while also inviting others to share their experiences and emotions. Ask yourself, are you giving as much as you're taking in your conversations? Are you showing interest in the lives of those you care about, or are you unintentionally creating a dynamic where your pain takes center stage? To shift this dynamic, start by cultivating awareness of how you communicate. When you speak with others, make a conscious effort to ask questions about their lives. How is your daughter adjusting to her new job? What dreams is your grandson pursuing? What is your friend finding joy in these days? Showing genuine curiosity and engagement demonstrates that you value their experiences as much as your own. This simple act can transform relationships, making others feel seen and appreciated. Another important step is to find outlets for processing your struggles outside of personal relationships. Consider joining a support group where you can connect with others who truly understand the complexities of aging. Sharing with peers who face similar challenges can provide a sense of solidarity and lessen the emotional load you place on family and friends. Writing in a journal, practicing mindfulness, or speaking with a counselor can also help you process emotions in a healthy, constructive way. At the same time, try to reframe how you view your challenges. While it's natural to grieve the losses that aging brings, look for the silver linings in your experiences. Perhaps a physical limitation has taught you patience, or financial adjustments have revealed the beauty of simplicity. Finding meaning in hardship doesn't erase the pain, but it can help you approach life with a more balanced perspective. Sharing this sense of resilience with others can inspire and uplift them, turning your struggles into a source of strength. Gratitude is another powerful tool for fostering connection and shifting focus. Each day, Make a mental or written note of three things you're grateful for, no matter how small. It could be the warmth of the morning sun on your face, a kind word from a neighbor, or the joy of watching birds flutter outside your window. When you share these moments of gratitude with others, you invite them into your joy rather than your sorrow, creating an emotional space that feels lighter and more welcoming. Being overly focused on your own struggles isn't about selfishness. It's often a response to the deep longing for empathy, understanding, and relief. But by broadening your perspective and finding ways to balance vulnerability with positivity, you can foster deeper, more reciprocal relationships. This doesn't mean ignoring your pain or pretending everything is fine. It means choosing to also celebrate what remains beautiful and meaningful in your life. In doing so, you not only enrich your own spirit, but also invite others to stay close, sharing in both your burdens and your joys. 3. Clinging to outdated views or behaviors. As time marches on, the world around us changes in ways that can feel unsettling, even disorienting. Traditions we once held sacred may seem irrelevant to younger generations. Technology races ahead, leaving behind those who don't adapt. Social norms shift, embracing ideas and values that might conflict with the ones we grew up with. For many older adults, these changes can feel like a rejection of the past, a dismissal of the principles and practices that shaped who we are. It's natural to feel a sense of loss in the face of such rapid change. However, clinging tightly to outdated views or behaviors or dismissing new ways of thinking can inadvertently create a rift between you and the people around you. Comments like, "That's not how we used to do things," or "In my day, we respected tradition," may come from a place of pride or nostalgia, but they can be perceived as judgmental or dismissive. Younger generations might interpret these remarks as criticism, fueling a sense of frustration or even resentment. This resistance to change isn't just about opinions. It can seep into daily habits and interactions. Perhaps you've resisted learning how to use a smartphone or scoffed at the way young people communicate through text and emojis. While these behaviors may seem trivial, they signal a reluctance to engage with the modern world. Over time, this reluctance can isolate you, making it harder to connect with loved ones who live and work in a fast paced, ever evolving society. But here's the truth: the past, as precious and formative as it is, cannot be the only lens through which we view the present. The world doesn't change to erase what came before. It evolves to meet new challenges, embrace new opportunities, and reflect the progress humanity has made. This doesn't mean abandoning your values or erasing your memories. It means allowing space for growth, for curiosity, and for connection with the people and world around you. Embracing change starts with humility. It's about recognizing that you don't have to understand or agree with every aspect of the modern world to accept it. When someone shares a new idea or practice that feels foreign, resist the urge to dismiss it outright. Instead, approach it with curiosity. Ask questions not to challenge, but to understand. Why do they believe in this? How does it work? What makes it meaningful to them? By showing an openness to learn, you demonstrate respect and a willingness to connect, even when your perspectives differ. Another step is to actively engage with the present. If technology feels intimidating, take small steps to familiarize yourself with it. Ask a grandchild to show you how to use an app, or explore videos online that explain new gadgets in simple terms. Embrace modern culture not as a replacement for the past, but as an opportunity to enrich your life with new experiences. Whether it's trying a plant-based meal, listening to contemporary music, or learning about social movements, these small acts of engagement signal your adaptability and willingness to grow. It's also important to reflect on the values that truly matter to you and how they might still align with modern ideas. While the world may have moved forward in many ways, principles like kindness, integrity, and resilience remain timeless. Find ways to express these values in ways that resonate with others. bridging the gap between tradition and progress. Finally, let go of the fear that accepting change means erasing who you are. Your past, your experiences, and your beliefs are still valid and important. But by opening yourself to the present, you gain the opportunity to leave a legacy, not just of wisdom, but of adaptability, kindness, and understanding. You show the people around you, young and old alike, that growth is possible at any age. Clinging to outdated views or behaviors doesn't have to define your relationships or your place in the world. By embracing curiosity, humility, and the courage to adapt, you can strengthen your connections and find new joys in the present. In doing so, you honor not just where you've been, but also the incredible potential of who you can still become. 4. Being critical or judgmental. As we grow older, life's countless experiences often sharpen our perceptions. We develop a keen sense of what works, what doesn't, and what feels right or wrong. These insights are the hard-earned rewards of decades spent navigating successes and failures, joys and disappointments. However, this same wisdom can sometimes lead to a habit of being overly critical or judgmental, an unintended side effect of holding high standards and strong convictions. Without realizing it, this tendency can create distance in relationships, leaving others feeling inadequate or unappreciated. Criticism often stems from a place of care. When you correct someone or point out their mistakes, it's usually because you want them to do better, avoid pitfalls, or reach their potential. Yet, even well-meaning comments can sting, especially when they feel constant or unsolicited. A remark about how someone manages their finances, raises their children, or even dresses can linger long after it's spoken, sowing seeds of doubt or resentment. Over time, people may begin to feel judged rather than supported, and the warmth of connection can give way to hesitation or avoidance. It's easy to fall into this pattern, especially when you've spent years as a mentor, parent, or leader. Offering guidance has likely been a natural role throughout your life, and stepping back from that can feel unfamiliar or even unsettling. But the truth is, as much as your advice might come from love, it's not always what others need or want to hear. Sometimes people simply want to feel accepted for who they are without the pressure of living up to someone else's expectations. To move away from being overly critical, it's important to first reflect on your intentions. Ask yourself, why am I offering this feedback? Is it truly helpful, or is it rooted in my own preferences or fears? For example, if you comment on how someone is raising their children, is it because you see genuine harm or because their approach differs from how you raised your own family? Recognizing the difference between constructive input and personal bias is a powerful step toward fostering healthier, more supportive interactions. Next, consider the impact of your words. Imagine yourself in the other person's shoes. How would you feel hearing the feedback you're about to give? Would it inspire confidence, or would it hurt? Would it make you feel understood or dismissed? This exercise in empathy can help you choose your words more carefully, focusing on encouragement rather than critique. Instead of saying, "You're doing this wrong," try, "I see how much effort you're putting into this. Is there any way I can support you?" This subtle shift in tone can make all the difference, transforming a potential criticism into a gesture of care. Another powerful tool is to focus on the positive. In every situation, there's something to appreciate, no matter how small. If your instinct is to point out what's lacking, take a moment to first acknowledge what's going well. For example, if you notice that a friend's home isn't as tidy as it used to be, resist the urge to comment on the mess. Instead, express gratitude for their hospitality, or compliment the effort they've put into making you feel welcome. This not only lifts their spirits, but also strengthens the bond between you. Letting go of judgment doesn't mean abandoning your standards or silencing your voice. It's about finding a balance, knowing when to offer advice and when to simply be present. Sometimes, the greatest gift you can give is your quiet support, allowing others the space to grow and learn on their own terms. Trust that the people in your life are capable of navigating their paths just as you've navigated yours. It's also worth reflecting on the deeper reasons behind a critical mindset. Are your judgments a way of expressing unspoken fears or insecurities? Perhaps you criticize others' choices because you worry about their well being or because you see reflections of your own past struggles. Acknowledging these underlying emotions can be liberating, helping you approach relationships with a greater vulnerability and authenticity. The habit of being critical or judgmental isn't about malice. It's often a byproduct of care, experience, and a desire to protect the people you love. But by replacing criticism with compassion, you open the door to deeper, more fulfilling connections. You create an environment where people feel valued for who they are, not for how well they measure up to your standards. In doing so, you honor not only their journey, but also your own capacity for growth, love, and understanding. 5. Being emotionally unavailable or resistant to change. As the years pass, life inevitably brings both beauty and loss. The joys of raising a family, building a career, or creating a community are often tempered by the challenges of aging, loss of loved ones, changes in health, or even the subtle fading of social roles that once defined us. These experiences can lead many older adults to build emotional walls, either as a way to protect themselves from further pain or because they feel uncertain about how to navigate relationships in a world that is constantly shifting. However, being emotionally unavailable, even unintentionally, can create a silent distance between you and the people who care about you. When you hold back your feelings, whether to shield yourself or avoid burdening others, it can leave family and friends feeling disconnected. They may sense the wall you've built but not understand why it's there. Over time, they might stop reaching out, not because they don't care, but because they feel unsure of how to bridge the emotional gap. This emotional resistance often extends to change itself. The idea of adapting, whether it's to new technology, shifting family dynamics, or modern social norms, can feel overwhelming or even unnecessary. It's easy to think, I've lived my life this way for decades. Why should I change now? Yet, this resistance can unintentionally isolate you further, creating a sense of stagnation that affects both your inner world and your relationships. Being emotionally unavailable or resistant to change doesn't mean you're uncaring or inflexible. It's often a response to fear, loss, or uncertainty. But it's important to recognize that emotions are the bridge that connects us to others. Allowing yourself to be vulnerable, even when it feels risky, is what deepens relationships and keeps them alive. Similarly, embracing change doesn't mean abandoning who you are. It's about finding ways to grow while staying true to your core values. To open yourself emotionally, start by reflecting on the walls you may have built. Are you holding back feelings of sadness, anger, or even joy because you fear they'll be misunderstood or rejected? Are you hesitating to share your struggles because you don't want to appear weak or dependent? Remember, vulnerability is not a sign of weakness. It's a testament to your courage and humanity. When you share your true feelings with others, you invite them to do the same, creating a space of mutual trust and understanding. Emotional openness also means being present. When your children or grandchildren share their lives with you, listen not just with your ears, but with your heart. Resist the urge to give advice or compare their experiences to your own. Instead, focus on truly hearing what they're saying. Let them see your genuine interest and care. A simple, that must have been hard for you, or I'm so proud of what you're doing, can mean more than you realize. When it comes to change, start small. You don't have to embrace every new trend or idea overnight, but making an effort to adapt shows those around you that you're willing to grow. If your family uses technology to stay connected, learn how to use it too. Ask someone to teach you how to video call or send a text. These small gestures demonstrate that you value staying connected and are open to meeting them halfway. Change can be intimidating, but it's also a chance to discover new ways to engage with the world and the people you love. One of the most profound shifts you can make is to view change not as a threat, but as an opportunity for connection. Adapting to modern technology, for example, isn't just about convenience. It's about being able to see your grandchildren's faces when they're far away or staying informed about what matters to your family. Similarly, opening yourself to new ideas or traditions doesn't erase your own. It adds richness to your life, creating a bridge between the past you cherish and the present you inhabit. Being emotionally available and open to change isn't just about improving relationships with others, it's about enriching your own life. When you allow yourself to feel, to adapt, and to connect, you unlock a deeper sense of fulfillment and purpose. You remind yourself that no matter your age, you are capable of growth, love, and meaningful connection. In doing so, you inspire those around you to do the same, leaving a legacy of courage, compassion, and adaptability that will be remembered long after the years have passed. Conclusion: the legacy you leave behind. Aging is not just a passage of time. It is the accumulation of experiences, wisdom, and relationships that shape who we are and how we are remembered. The challenges that arise in our later years, whether they stem from how we relate to others, adapt to change, or reflect on our past, are not obstacles to overcome alone. They are opportunities to grow in ways that create deeper connections, inspire compassion, and leave an enduring impact on those who matter most. As you reflect on these truths, consider this: the people around you are not looking for perfection or unshakable strength. They are looking for authenticity, warmth, and the willingness to meet them where they are. They seek the reassurance that despite generational differences or personal struggles, love, understanding, and shared humanity transcend age and time. Your legacy is not in how flawlessly you lived, but in how deeply you cared, how gracefully you adapted, and how generously you shared your heart with others. The walls we build out of fear, pain, or resistance to change may protect us momentarily, but they ultimately isolate us from the beauty of connection. When you choose to open yourself to vulnerability, to learning, to change, you invite others into your life in ways that create bonds far stronger than any barrier. Remember, every interaction is a chance to leave behind a piece of your legacy. With every kind word, moment of patience, or gesture of understanding, you plant seeds that will grow into lasting memories for the people you love. By softening judgment, embracing humility, and showing courage in the face of life's uncertainties, you not only enrich your own spirit, but also model a life well lived for those who follow. The world may change, and time may take its toll, but the essence of who you are, your capacity for love, your strength in adversity, your wisdom born of experience, will always have the power to shape and uplift those around you. In the end, the greatest gift you can give isn't your knowledge, possessions, or even advice. It's the gift of your full, present, and authentic self. That is the legacy that will endure. These lessons are meant to inspire you to live fully and authentically. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Take a moment to reflect and share one thing you've learned and plan to apply in your own life. Let's support each other on this journey toward embracing these truths. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a comment with 1. If not, feel free to comment with 0. Your feedback means a lot to us. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more content like this. Thank you for watching, and here's to living life on your own terms.